Senator Joe Lieberman shrugged off U.S. envoy George Mitchell's comments that the U.S. could penalize Israel for not making further concessions to the Palestinians.
I gather that someone in the administration, unnamed, disavowed the statement of Senator Mitchell after it was made, or said that's not what he intended. I don't know about that. I can just tell you my own opinion, and I'll ask my colleagues if they want to comment. Any attempt to pressure Israel, to force Israel to the negotiating table by denying Israel support will not pass the Congress of the United States. In fact, Congress will act to stop any attempt to do that. I don't think we're going to come to that point.
Senators Joe Lieberman and John McCain are visiting Israel with two other senators as part of a larger Middle East tour. They met with Defense Minister Ehud Barak while in the country. During a press conference, they both reacted to questions regarding concerns that Israel and the Palestinians have yet to come to an agreement to sit down and negotiate a peace plan.
I have come to the conclusion that the Prime Minister in the State of Israel is right. It's time to sit down without preconditions and begin serious negotiations to bring about a lasting and permanent peace.
The U.S. Can never force the Israelis and Palestinians to the negotiating table unless they want to go to the negotiating table and begin to negotiate in earnestness with one another for a better life for both peoples. We can facilitate such negotiations, but we cannot and frankly should not force such negotiations.
The senators also commented on a bill that would allow for the U.S. president to implement further sanctions on Iran.
You want broad-based sanctions, not something that's just going to hit a certain economic status of the country. You want sanctions that will have impact. You can drive up the cost of energy. That's going to limit some of the opportunities that the regime in Iran has. So you want to take a look at that way. You also want to see if there are things that you can do with opening access to the people to communicate to the outside world via the media, via the internet, those sorts of things to have more interconnection. All of those things, and take sanctions as far as you go. And you say, how long will it last? I don't know. But ultimately, you need to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons.
Benjamin Spear reporting for the Jerusalem Post, JPost TV.